What's up? I'm back. Wanted to talk about some more things. I don't know if it's necessarily gonna tie into the subliminal messages, but I definitely got the thought from watching that video. But I just think about more people that even though they're famous and rich, they risk telling messages, or they just still talk about wanting more and just still trying to achieve more. Like I'm gonna talk about comedians because pretty much they're the last of a dying breed, and even still to the day, like you can see how they're being attacked and being politically correct in a sense because you can't be too mean, you can't be too honest and shit like that. It's all a process of pretty much getting rid of the truth. And honestly, well, I mean, it's no way they can do it anymore, but it's just a part of the process that they trying to do. But pretty much, like, bro, I mean, comedians has always been a breed, one of the strongest breeds when they come to talk about society. I can even say most comedians, some of the famous comedians, wasn't even funny in the sense of they were really making funny hee ha jokes. They were really just telling the truth, and people just laugh at pain. Honestly, people think shit more funny than actually it really ain't. Honestly, like, I could watch a comedian and not laugh because it's really a history lesson more than I think it's comedy. And that's really how I just look at comedians, period, because their outlook on life is usually realistic, because like they're trying to make people laugh out of the shit they seen, but it's literally transforming their thoughts and making it to a place that people can absorb it, in the sense of people can't pretty much say this pain and this struggle, like they can't take that shit. They feel like certain shit, and when you hear it in comedy, like it vibes with their soul a lot better. But if you like, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, if you just try to talk to somebody about their past problems and the past things that's been fucking with them, like, it'll be harder versus if you joking and shit, and you just having a funny conversation. Just the approach on how you approaching the topic, people are more open minded when it comes to laughing versus in the serious mindset, because people don't like to open up when they're serious. But you'll catch people laughing and shit. Like, people are like Dave Chappelle. I don't remember if this is a true story or not, but I remember they were saying that Dave Chappelle kind of quit his story because he made a skit and a white person laughed too hard. And it's like, shit, you can really open up certain people when with your comedy, even if they're opposed to what you're saying. Like, they might laugh too hard. You might have been trying to prove a point, like, because that's what comedy really is. You're really trying to get over a message and a little bit of comedy versus comedy. And when somebody laugh at your shit and it's like so outrageous, like, bro, are you laughing at us, or and it goes to that. But yeah, like, community, I mean, pretty much comedy's been killed the best way they can. I ain't gonna say that sexual harassment suits and shit is really the attack on it, because I'm sure it's a lot of dudes out there living raggedy. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick to the politically correct shit and how they attack comedians on pretty much trying to stay politically correct. Like, they attack Dave Chappelle, they attack anybody really. But I'm talking about some other people. Eddie Griffin is one of my favorite all-time comedians, honestly, because of his straight-up truthfulness. And yeah, he funny too, but there's so much truth in his shit, bro. It's unreal. Like, he talked about even enslaving white people and how he gonna, like, ain't no rest. Like, he just talk about, bro, reaping what they sow, honestly, because, I mean, it's biblical, and you could tell he more smart than, like, he not some old nigga shucking and driving and just trying to make people laugh, like, through some couple sex jokes and shit like that, bro. This nigga talking about real shit. And it's a lot of people, like, most of my favorite comedians talk about real shit, to be honest with you. And just a quick point, I can't see how the comedian lane is changing, and, like, pretty much even Richard Pryor, even though he talked about drugs and shit, he talked about society. And I can't necessarily say Kevin Hart talk about society in a sense. So, I mean, some of the comedians today might not be talking about society, and it's for a reason, because they trying to stay famous. And I can skip kind of the Patrice O'Neal, my bad, and he talked about how you have to coon to make it to certain levels of fame, and he knew that, and he knew he wasn't gonna ever make it because his material was so raw and so real. Like, he talked about the man, the place of a man, the place of a woman, and where they should be, in a sense of, it's not really equal, but it's more of a compatibility thing. He talked about real shit that people really wouldn't want to hear, even in the sense of, like, America ain't being shit. Like, he talked about America being in war so many years, America having propaganda to trick these people. Like, he talked about these things that the American government really wouldn't approve from a black man saying, honestly, because you could say there's certain white people that hella, what's that dude name? It's a white dude that's hella famous, George Carlin or something like that. He spoke a hella lot of truth, but I mean, he was way more famous than I think Patrice O'Neal would have ever been able to reach, because I mean, bro, truth from a black man is just, it's too real for certain people, honestly. Cat Williams is a great person to explain and use, and literally all these people are risking their fame and risking the things that we all would, want to achieve, because everybody want to be successful. And we look at these people being the most successful because of the money and the things that they accumulated in the physical. But if you look at them, bro, they just as mad, they're just as upset with the world as we are. And of course, yeah, you want to be comfortable, so I get one to get that. But bro, you really have to understand that this shit is not it. Like I just said in the last video, you can have as many things as you want in this world, you still gonna want more. And like I said, all these people had the chance to be some of the famous people ever because of their talent and just really, if they wanted to mess with this world, I wouldn't even say anything else other than that, because their talent, they had the success to be the best comic ever. But it's just like, bro, in this world, it's not meant for them. And bro, they see that. A lot of people see that. Even I could use Michael Jackson and Cosby. Like both of them, when they tried to buy shit, bro, they shut that shit down because it's not for the black man to monopolize. It's not for the black man to succeed. We supposed to be getting capitalized on, not capitalizing on America. And when we start capitalizing on America, bro, it's not a good look. And you can't even say that for some white people. Like, bro, if you're not a part of these families, like these dynasties and shit, bro, it's gonna be a little harder for them to get in, type shit. But I mean, it's still y'all world. You definitely still can get in. Yeah, bro. These people was famous and successful and still chose to speak against this world that's not built for us. There's so many. Paul Mooney, like, bro, he was on Dave Chappelle platform. He helped Richard Pryor. He helped a lot of different people, and he been more of a writer than an actual comic doing stand up. But like these people, bro, literally could be billionaires. And I mean, I can't say billionaires because, like I said, bro, though they could be billionaires if this world was purely built for them. This world was purely built for succeeding and just capitalizing as much as you can, in the sense of not going against other people, like, bro. But it wouldn't happen in this world, and they know that, bro. And that's why they almost stopped trying to be famous, in a sense, and they keep pushing their message out the way that they can. Because it's like, if you get any famous, or that's not a word, but if you get any more fame, like, you pretty much you got to be quiet. Like, they're not playing that shit anymore because there's so many people you talk to, so many people that believe in your voice and your message. And it's like, bro, if you say some real shit, it's really gonna fuck up shit. That's why I say I don't really like following celebrities and shit. And I mean, people have their own agenda, and I don't really care about how other people look at celebrities. But like, bro, if they had the answers for us, bro, we wouldn't be living like we living now. Like, if they really had the balls to speak up, bro, like somebody told me, they was like, you can still be famous, you can still do that. I'm like, bro, if they ever gave me a platform, I would destroy this world. Like, I'm not playing with nobody, bro. I'm not here for fun. Like, the games and shit was the past million years we fucking been here. I'm off that shit now, bro. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm good. So it's like, bro, it's certain people that know they can't give a platform, and those are the Cat Williams, the Patrice O'Neal, niggas like me, honestly. Like, bro, they can't give us a platform. And when you start seeing people with these platforms, you know they're censored, bro. Television, period, is censored. Like, period. And then, I mean, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Twitter, you can go to almost any other site that has media content that's censored, bro. You can see some type of arithmetic or something that has it censored, bro, where you only can see so much of shit. Like, but, like, I mean, bro, this world is not for the melanated people, the golden people. I talk about this all the time, but I just, like, I want to use the famous people that are still aware and not just out here trying to push, just this blind agenda and just being happy in this world. Like, Jay-Z's a good example too. Like, this nigga had the OJ song or whatever, but he said still nigga. Like, bro, no matter what you think you doing out here, no matter if you think you conservative, liberal, the greatest football player of all time, whatever, nigga, you still nigga. Like, and they just go to show you, bro, like, they fuck all that, they don't see color shit. Like, bro, it's a system. Like, bro, this system is meant to pick out and weed out people that's not meant for it, bro. And like I said, bro, we're not meant for this world. We're not meant for this society, bro. We're not, like, in the sense of succeeding and just benefiting from them, like, we're not meant for that shit. We're meant to be here in the sense we gotta learn from this shit. And we need this shit to wake up because niggas are so stubborn and stiff necked. But I mean, I'm trying to think of maybe some other niggas that had some messages. Of course, Dave Chappelle always talking some deeper shit. Like, bro, comedians talk about it all the time. Even, like, I can use Kanye West. People don't like Kanye, but, bro, this nigga messages, like, you can get where he talk. Like, even if you talk about him being deranged and crazy and shit, why is he deranged? Why is he crazy? And even when he do get out a logical thought, listen to that shit, bro, because it's a reason that this nigga this famous, this crazy, this all this shit. Like, bro, it's nowhere in hell that he got that for. And either he's a pawn and you should listen to him and see, you know, because I mean, you can learn from anybody's agenda in a sense. Like, bro, you gotta learn how they operating against you, or you can learn how he's trying to operate in the system, but bro, he keep having these outbursts because it's not meant for him. And either way it go, man, it's a learning tool. Like, these famous people, bro, are really learning tools because they really going through way more hell than we are, because they literally can buy their fucking hell. Like, they can purchase almost any drug. They can literally purchase their degeneration, and versus where we can't. And that's also a physiologically I don't know how to use it, but it's actually a scientific thing that people talk about. Like, when you have money, you look in the mirror too long, you'll start trying to fix things. First you'll fix a lip or maybe your nose or whatever, but by the time you're gonna fix everything in your body because you have the money to, in a sense, and you so egotistical in the mind. Well, not egotistical. What's that shit called when you so in love with self? But I forgot the word. But yeah, like it just go to show, like, bro, honestly, a lot of the same example, if a lot of people got rich right now, the shit that you would do to your body, the things that you would do in life would be so against the higher purpose and your higher cause. Like, honestly, you're not even ready to have money, in a sense. You're not even ready to use balance with this shit. So I mean, it's a lot of learning lessons I guess you could use. But like I said, bro, I like to use famous people for examples because a lot of people love these people, and if they still seeing how this world fucked up, bro, I'm just want people, let people know, bro, stop just chasing only money. I know you gotta survive in this world and it's the reality we live in, but bro, chasing that shit is only gonna lead to, I mean, like, it's literally, you're literally prolonging the process of change in the sense of spirituality. Like, you literally, like, now I'm gonna make money and then I'm gonna be happy. And then once you make money and feel like you realize you're not happy, now you gotta go back through this whole spiritual journey and figuring out why the fuck I can't get this. And that's why I kind of talk about J. Cole, and he talk about certain shit in his last album about being lost and trying to find yourself. And it's like, he lost at the age of, 28, 30 or whatever. And I mean, I think he's always kind of been, I don't know. J. Cole's a funny character when it comes to him, because he never really was trying to strive for fame, but he definitely started preaching this message a lot more recently than in the past, and I can say that. But he always talked about the struggle and shit like that, but he's definitely realizing that money is not the answer to his problems, and now he has to go through this whole long other journey. I ain't gonna say that he might not already been going through it in a sense, but like, I literally went through the journey now, like, and I'm, going through all these things. If I have money, like, I know that the money's still not the answer. I know I still need change. Like, I know I'm still a child of God, and you gotta look at it in the whole spirituality realm. Like, why would even, like, if the ancestors know they can't trust you with money right now, because really the money, once you got money, you get to this complex feeling and you feel so comfortable, like, you would stop you'll stop living your purpose. You'll stop living a lot of the things that you said you would want to do in the beginning. Like, you'll change in a sense. And I'm not saying everybody will change, but it's something might happen to you where you might lose it. Like, it's just you haven't achieved the wealth because you really haven't aligned to it yet. Like, you're still trying to become the best person you can in a sense. Because I mean, really, wealth is not the wealth is not the determination on how far you are spiritually. So I mean, honestly, you could be damn near in heaven and be broke as hell on this earth. So it really wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But if you start receiving wealth in this world, it can definitely be confusing to your purpose. And I like to tell people that because people don't be understanding that. But like I said, I just gave a couple examples from where people change themselves to people just, doing all type of shit, degenerative processes. But yeah, do what you got to do to survive, but be hella aware, be hella conscious, and yeah, I mean, Stay woke. It is. I'm out.